Hi, I'm Kate Ward, and this is your Dickman Farms Smart Gardening Tip. And we're going to talk a little bit about fall today and some exciting things that you didn't maybe know about or haven't been thinking about that I want you to, because they're really interesting. So some of those things are, what can you do or what's interesting out there that's amazing for your yard right now that's really going to make a difference a little further down the road. So let's think a little bit about what's coming up, which is winter. Anyways, so that said, some of the things that we'd like to do, we sit inside a lot for the winter and we look out the doors. Well, if we're doing that, then as it gets cooler, what are we looking at? So some things we can take into account are plants that are going to have some fantastic attributes coming up. So right now, this is one of them. You can see these gorgeous berries here. This is a holly, believe it or not, and this particular holly loses its leaves. It's supposed to. But the beautiful thing about this holly is that every year it gets these wonderful, wonderful berries. Now, second to that, these leaves turn a beautiful sort of yellowish color, and on top of all of that, the berries are liked by the birds. I have this particular plant at home, and actually the berries stay for a lot of the winter, and then in the spring, the robins actually come and they eat them up. They gobble them right up on their way back home, so it's really fun. I get a lot of interest out of this particular plant. Another thing to think about in the yard right now are cone flowers. I went on a little yellowy orange theme here. We have cone flowers, I have black-eyed Susans, and I have this other plant. It's really cool. Here, it blooms this time of year, and it's a helenium. It's great because all of these plants tend to bloom a little bit later in the season. So being later in the season, it extends things for your pollinators. So you get the added benefit of it having flowers right now. They're all great cuts, but instead of cleaning them up at the end of the year, you don't have to, because black-eyed Susans and cone flowers form wonderful little seeds. And now while this is a Niger thistle seed bag, which attracts things like goldfinch and other little birds, songbirds, these plants have the same type of seed, so will actually attract birds for you if you don't cut them down. So there's a couple dualities going on there that are really great. And did I mention they're perennials? So you can cut them, they bloom now, they're good for birds. Way to go, they come back every year. So that's all handy. You have some more fun colors. These are coral bells. These types of things are looking great right now. They come in this sort of bright chartreuse leaf. You can marry them with pumpkins. Just put them on your porch as a decoration. There's a lot you can do with that. As a matter of fact, you can plant this, just plunk it on your porch as a beautiful porchscape. You can go that way. The other things we have are plants like this anemone here. This is when it blooms. Another great cut, another late flowerer for our things like our little happy pollinators, bumblebees, passing monarchs, good food sources there for those guys. And the final thing we have, hey, get a tree, put it out there for your birds to sit on, put a bird feeder in it, sit out the window this winter and have a look at the birds coming in to enjoy all that you've done. And this has been your Dickman Farms Smart Gardening Tip.